everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. We're on day 16 now, if you're not counting weekends. And so what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a little bit more of an observational drawing. So what that means is we're going to be observing what we're drawing, and I'm going to help you work through things you need to be thinking about while you're doing it. Key things I'm going to be saying is like, draw what you see, not what you think you see. So it could be something as simple as a toilet paper tube, which we will be using later. So I'm telling you this now. Save your toilet paper tube, your paper towel tubes. We will be using them in the future. So it could be as simple as drawing this toilet paper tube or a bowl. Or if you want something more challenging, again, remember those figurines that we had pulled out. So we're going to be talking about a few different things. It could be a leaf, it could be lots of different things. Anything you pick, it's going to follow the same rules, so that way you're picking what's interesting to you. Don't pick something that you find boring, although starting with a simple cylinder is a good place to start, just to loosen our muscles, our drawing muscles up. So let's get started. So for our first observational drawing, we're going to start with something simple. I want you to pick something, a simple shape. A toilet paper tube works, maybe a bottle, something simple. Pick the level that you need of simplicity. This obviously is a little bit more complicated than a toilet paper tube, so pick which one fits your needs or the person you're working with needs. So I'll start with the toilet paper tube, and it's very important how you're looking at it. Are you looking at it from above, bird's eye view? Are you looking from street level view where you can see? Or are you looking at it from below? How are you looking at it? Keep it the same way. So I'm gonna lay it flat and to the side so I can see into it to a degree. Do not change the way, I tell my students this all the time, don't change the way that you're sitting. Don't get up, move around, look from side to side, go up, down. Keep it and yourself the same way, otherwise it's going to change your view. Don't try to draw this end and this end. You can't see both ends. You can only see one end. So when I'm sitting down, I can only see right here. I can't see the back side of it. So keep that in mind. You're only drawing what you see. This goes for younger students too. You know, I've done observational drawings with kindergartners. They can do it. I like to put a glue bottle in front of kindergartners, something a little interesting, or an apple, and I always tell them, draw what you see, not what you think you see. So I'm going to start drawing this with what I see. Now everyone's going to assume you see a circle here. It's actually not a circle. It's actually bent a little bit and kind of more like an oval. So actually draw what you see. Now you should be doing this in pencil, and you're drawing light until you get it right. I'm going to say that again. Draw light until you get it right. Now that's a saying that we see all over art classrooms everywhere. So you're going to draw it light until you get it right, because I can always go back in and erase, and I'm not even going to worry about erasing today. So I see this oval, and it's a little off my oval, so I'm going to change it. And it's going back into space. That's very important. It's not coming this way. I'm looking at where my lines are. They're coming this way. And remember, I can't see the whole thing, and it curves. But I'm not drawing what I can't see. I can also put in my shadow. Here's my shadow, the darkness. So with somebody younger, this may take longer. It may actually take less time because they don't want to slow down, but that's okay. We're still talking about shapes, cylinders, and talk about how this, we're drawing as a shape here, but it's actually a form when it's in real life. It's 3D. So I have my shadows, I have my cast shadows, which are slightly lighter. And I can't see all of this shadow because it's blocked. And I have this line. Drawing this line detail is actually going to help it look curved. I have a little crease over here. Depending on what your skill level is, add these details. This is what's going to make it look real. And you can start to add value. So where's the light hitting it? The light from my lamp is hitting it here and it goes darker. So it's gonna be darker here and lighter here, darker here. And lighter. Now remember, you can go in with your finger, or if you have a shading pencil, or you can make up your own shading pencil by rolling some paper together real tight, or a piece of tissue. And now we're starting to make it look a little more round. So, and then the inside should also be dark, right? Because the light can't hit inside of here. And now that I look, I actually realize this is way too wide. I should have had it over here. So I'll fix it now. And so I could go in and erase, if I could find my eraser, and fix that. So the next thing I'm gonna draw is this ink container. So I'm gonna be drawing it as if how you're seeing it right now, but I have to put it up like this so I can see it. Actually, you know what, we'll do it, I'll stand up and I'll draw this one so we see the same thing. So I'm gonna put it there. Now remember, don't trace. We're not doing the shadow drawing that we did before. I'm looking at it and drawing it. And break it down into simple shapes. So what shape is here? It's almost like an oval, but without the curved bottom. It's also similar to a glue bottle. And then it comes here, and I would also consider that like, it's kind of like a circle, half circle. Remember, draw light till you get it right. Break it down into simple shapes. And now we come down, it's a little more narrow. Don't just assume you know what you see. Look at it, study it. It comes in more narrow. Line. Comes in a little bit more narrow again. Followed by another line. And now it's gonna gently curve out. Now this is something great if you have a sketchbook. I practice these observational drawings all the time in my sketchbook. If you have a little extra time, you're sitting on your sofa, maybe even watching TV, and you prop your foot up on the, like your coffee table or whatever, I draw my foot there, you know, like everything can be an observational drawing. You don't have to set up a fancy still life. If you don't know what a still life is, that's an arrangement of objects. Now I'm realizing that my drawing's a little wonky. This should be over, but good thing I drew light, so I can just fix it. And that's okay, I'm not gonna get upset about it. Now I could draw the detail of the label, or I could just focus on light to dark. So remember, the light's here, it's going dark. And we can start to add our value. If you're having a hard time with value, what you can do is you can actually put a grayscale. Grayscale means it goes light to dark. It's a simple rectangle. You think about it going 0 to 10. 0's our lightest, 10's our darkest. So how can we go from our absolute darkest of darks to our lightest all the way down here? And that takes practice. Sometimes this is what I like to doodle on the side of my pages. I just practice my pressure of my pencil. Now you might notice I hold my pencil weird. It changes as I draw. I might hold it like this, and that's, I mean, I'm not gonna judge how you're holding your pencil. I change it up based on how much pressure I wanna put, how much control do I want over it. And then you're gonna bring it all the way down. So dark to light, and you can practice that. I recommend everyone practice that. And you can keep going. Now, if you want a little bit more challenging than a toilet paper tube or an ink bottle, you can also pick a figurine and draw that. So it's up to you, but remember, light to dark, break it down into simple shapes. So if we were to draw this elephant, I would start to think about how this trunk looks like the letter S. And I would think about how the touches the head and it actually leaves like a little circle here. Hooks out for the horn/mouth. The head curves, but not a huge curve, dips down to the back. Now, I tell this to my students all the time too. Are you gonna get better from tracing, yes or no? You should have said no. You will not get better from tracing. You will get better from practicing, drawing what you see. And everyone can benefit from this. Just try not to get frustrated. Try to take it easy. You're not gonna be great at this the first time you try. If this is your first observational drawing, it's not gonna be great. But you're gonna take your time and you're gonna break it down into simple shapes. The elephant's ear is kind of like the letter C, or half of a circle. And only draw what you can see. Don't draw what's not in front of you. Break it down. That's like an almond shape. There is kind of a light line there. There's the horns here. And we're drawing lightly, we're taking our time. And we're doing our best. So practice honestly does make perfect. I don't believe that there's when somebody was born with a gift, that person tried, that person took time. You're gonna get better by practicing. That includes, preschoolers, kindergartners, practicing simple shapes, practicing their shapes, practicing drawing a circle, practicing drawing a triangle. We need to practice all the time, and that's how we're gonna get better. I hope you had fun with us today. I hope you learned something new about how to do an observational drawing, how to really focus on the details, how to focus on the lines, what are the shapes that object is making, and hopefully this is how we get better. We have to practice drawing the things we see around us. And then once we can practice that, then we can go on into different directions. We can add in that breathing exercise we learned about yesterday. And if you didn't see that, you can go watch it after this. And you can add all these things together. Art is not just a one skill, one technique. It's adding all these things together. How do you make it yours? How do you make this art practice your art practice? Not mine, not your neighbors. How do you make it your art practice? So I'm just teaching you lots of little things. Take them, learn, practice, make it your own. So, hope you have a wonderful Monday. Bye.